ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome to the Sunday program. So I'd like to thank the temple management for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I have no qualification to speak on the transcendental subject matter, but with the blessings of my Guru Maharaj, all the assembled Vaishnavas, I will try my level best to speak the right words at the right time. So tomorrow is, what is tomorrow? Balaram. It's Balaram appearance day. Yeah. We don't say Jayanti. Oh, yeah. So it's Balaram appearance day tomorrow, right? So in this context, I thought I'll share two verses. One is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse 26. So please repeat after me. Bhume suretara varutha vimarditayah. Please repeat. Bhume suretara varutha vimarditayah. Klesha vyavayah kalaya sita krishna keshah. जातः करिष्यति जनानुपलक्ष्य मार्गः कर्माणि चात्मा महिमोऽग्निबन्धनानि. So what this means, the translation: when the world is overburdened by the fighting strength of kings who have no faith in the Lord, just to diminish the distress of the world, descends his plenary portion. So the plenary portion is Lord Balaram. The Lord comes in his original form with beautiful black hair, and just to expand his transcendental glories, he acts extraordinarily. No one can properly estimate how great he is, because the Lord is unlimited. His pastimes, his glories are all unlimited. They keep manifesting, they are manifesting all the time in every universe. And then we know that we have a different pranami mantra for Krishna, we have a different pranami mantra for Lord Balaram. So we just recited the pranami mantra for Lord Krishna, which is Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu. So that is the pranami mantra for Lord Krishna. The pranami mantra for Lord Balaram is Namaste Halagraha, Namaste Musala Yuddha, Namaste Revati Kanta, Namaste Bhakta Vatsala. So that means obeisances to you, O holder of the plough. Phalagraha is plough. Obeisances to you, O wielder of the maize. So maize is Musala. Obeisances to you, O darling of Revati. So Revati is Lord Balaram's wife. And obeisances to you who are very kind to your devotees. So that means Namaste Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means he is very kind to his devotees. So Lord Balaram is the Adi Guru, so he is obviously kind to all his disciples and devotees. And the second two lines are Namaste Balina Shrestha, Namaste Dharani Dhara, Pralambara Namaste Tu, Ehi Mama Krishna Purvaja. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Balaram, the best of the strong and the support of the earth. Obeisances unto you, O enemy of Pralamba. Who was Pralamba? Demon. And Balaram killed Pralambasura. And he says, please deliver me, O elder brother of Krishna. So when he says Mama Krishna Purvaja, means I am elder to Lord Krishna. Because Lord Balaram appeared before Lord Krishna. Now, we saw these two pranami mantras individually for Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. Now, interestingly, I was listening to a lecture where they have a pranami mantra combined for Krishna and Balaram. Right? So that goes, please repeat after me. Jaladhara Shashi Varanao Gopa Vishesho Kishoro Kishoro. So when it say Rao, means it is addressing two personalities. When we say Kishore, means only one. Kishore means they are referring to two personalities. One is Lord Krishna and one is Lord Balaram. Right? So Jaladhara Shashi Varano Gopa Vesho Kishoro Sahachara Gana Vrinde Sahachara Gana Vrinde Kridamano Vrajaso Natavarajita Vaso Nila Pitambaradyo Jagata Janana Hetu Rama Krishna Natosmi. So the meaning goes, we'll discuss the meaning. So when you hear the word Ram, we naturally think about Lord Ram in Ayodhya. But whenever Prabhupada heard the word Ram, he would right away say Balaram. And why is that? Because Ram has other names, other meanings also. Like we can refer to Lord Parshuram. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and other Gaudiya Vaishnavas take the very specific meaning of Lord Ram. And it refers to Krishna as Radha Raman. And Radha Raman means the one who gives pleasure to Srimati Radharani. So that is Lord Ram. And in the Mahamantra also, we are referring to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are basically referring to Lord Krishna and Radharani. So we are referring to Ram also as Lord Krishna because Ram is none other than Lord Krishna himself. In a different yuga, in a different avatar. Krishna is Leela Purushottam and Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam because he is very grave. Right? So someone once asked Prabhupada that why do you only refer to Lord Krishna and Lord Ram in the Mahamantra? So this is what is the explanation he gave. So that both Lord Ram and Krishna are not different. So now we'll get into the translation of the verse that we just recited. So Jaladhara Shashi Varano Gopa Vishesho Kishoro. So Jaladhara means, Dhara means to hold, and Jala means water. Now, what is it that holds water?
A cup?
Sorry?
A cup?
No, it's the clouds.
Cloud.
So the clouds are holding the water, right? So it's Jaladhara. And Shashi means?
Snake.
No, Shashi means moon, right? And Varna means complexion. So it says Varna means complexion of two personalities. So we just talked about, right? When it is Varna, means it is talking about the two personalities. So one like a rain-filled monsoon cloud, which is Krishna, and the other is like the moon, which is Lord Balaram. We call Krishna as black in color, right? So his color is reference to the rain-filled monsoon cloud, that grey color, which is hard to describe. Right? So that's why they say that rain-filled monsoon cloud. Then Gopa Vishesho. Now Vesh means dress. This is all Sanskrit, right? So Vesh means dress. So they have dressed like the cowherd boys. Now what are the qualities and aspects of a cowherd boy's dress? You want to take a guess? So what does Krishna wear when he was in Vrindavan? What he used to wear?
Dhoti.
Right? Dhoti, yes, you're right. So he had a cloth on his waist, he had a peacock feather, right? And he would wear a garland of forest flowers. Then he would have a herding stick, he would have the bugle and the buffalo horn and flute, and the important thing is he wore a turban. Even though he was a king, son of a king, he never wore a crown because he was like the cowherd boys. Then it says Kishoro, means they are very young, between 10 to 15 years old. So they have a separate name for every age group, right? So from 0 to 5, it says it's Balya or Kumara. That's how they represent the age. Then from 6 to 10 is Pauganda. 11 to 15 is Kishore, and 16 is Yovana. And Krishna always remains 16-year-old. He never grows older. Then we go to the second line. Sahachara Gana Vrinde Kridamano Vrajeshav. So that means Sahachara Gana Vrinde means Chara means to move. And Sahagana means together in groups. And Vrinde means friends. Krida Mano means they are all playing. So Rajeshev means the Lord, so they are all playing in groups with their cowherd boys in the forest. Then Rajeshev, so Isha means the Lord. Isha means two lords, and Raja means Vrindavan. So they are playing around the two lords. So both Krishna and Balaram are in the center, and all the Gopa friends are around them playing. So he's saying they are playing around the two lords who are the controller of Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram. And the third line is Natavara Jita Vasau Neela Pitambara Dyo. So Natavara means, Nata means dancing, and Vara means first class. Vishesha means outfit, garment. Jita Veshav. So they win over the best over the dancers with the dancing attire, like the gopi dots, ankle bells, dhoti tied to the top. So they would look so beautiful and amazing that once you start looking at them, you don't feel like taking your eyes off. And they get engrossed and they forget everything in this world. And Balaram wears the blue color cloth. So that's why it says Neelambara. Right? Bara means cloth and Neela means blue color. And Krishna wears Pitambara, means a yellow colored dress. And that's why one of the names for Krishna is Pitambara. It's not, it's because he wears the yellow colored dhoti, he is known as Pitambara. Otherwise, Pitambara is just a yellow colored cloth. But that, because Krishna wears the yellow colored dhoti, he is called Pitambara. Everything just suits Krishna perfectly. Right? Then the fourth line is Jagat Janana Hetu Rama Krishno Natosmi. So now this tells us who they are. So Jagat Janana Hetu means they are all the cause of all causes in this universe. And who are they? The names are Rama and Krishna. So those two beautiful brothers, Krishna and Balaram. So this just caught my attention, and it's a beautiful verse. We all can memorize this and recite it in front of our deities every day. So that would please the Lord very much. So now we'll talk about Lord Balaram, since tomorrow we are celebrating Balaram appearance, right? So we know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, who's the immediate expansion of Krishna? Lord Balaram. And which side of Krishna does he appear from?
Right.
He appears from the right side, right? And from the left side appears Radharani, right? So, Lord Balaram is the primary incarnation of the Lord, right? He is the immediate expansion of the Lord, and he is the source of the entire spiritual world. He is also known as Adi Guru, right? He is the original spiritual master. So if you want to get mercy of Krishna, you have no other option but to go through Lord Balaram. Only if Lord Balaram is pleased with you, you will be able to get Krishna's mercy. So that's the gateway to Krishna's mercy. So nobody can approach Krishna without first getting mercy from Lord Balaram. Now we'll see how Lord Balaram appears in this material world. So he says, whenever Krishna appears in the material world, he comes with all his associates and all his paraphernalia. And Lord Balaram doesn't miss any opportunity to serve Krishna, no matter what it is, where it is, how it is. So he is always eager to serve Lord Krishna in any form and manner. Like Hanuman would always be ready to serve Lord Ram, no matter what kind of service he would get, but he would want to be the first one to serve Lord Ram. So similarly is Lord Balaram. So, and Lord Balaram appeared in this world before Lord Krishna. So he was actually the seventh child of Mother Devaki. Right? So when Lord Balaram appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki, she immediately realized that this is a divine child. And even Kamsa got the feeling that something is there, I have been tricked. They told me that it would be Devaki's eighth child that would kill me, but this is the seventh child and I am getting a funny feeling that he would be the one. So right away, Krishna instructed Yog Maya to transfer Lord Balaram from the womb of Devaki to that of Mother Rohini, who was one of the wives of Vasudeva. And where was she hiding?
Gokul.
Yeah, she was not in Mathura. So Mother Rohini was in the house of Nanda Maharaj in Gokul. So Lord Krishna asked Yogamaya to transfer Lord Balaram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Mother Rohini. Now because of this, so Lord Balaram was born in Gokul under the protection of Nanda Maharaj. Now Garg Muni, who is their Kul Guru, right, the family priest of the Yadu dynasty. So he revealed that to Mother Rohini, that the child she was carrying was indeed that of her husband Vasudeva. Because she didn't know, everything happened by the mercy of Lord Krishna, right? So then he was asked to come in and perform the name giving ceremony. So the first name Garg Muni gave was Rama, right? The one who gives pleasure to everybody. Now, since he was forcibly transferred from the womb of Mother Devaki to the womb of Mother Rohini, he is also called as Shankarshana, right? Because he was forcibly moved. Then one of his names is Rohini Nandan, because he is son of Mother Rohini, right? And he is the elder brother of Lord Krishna, so he is known as Dauji. Now I couldn't remember all the qualities, so I'll read from what notes I've made. So the form, how the Acharyas describe the form of Lord Balaram. So he says, powerful Lord Balaram is 16 years old, full of luster of youth. He has a fair complexion, right? He wears blue garments and a garland of flowers known as gunja. They are the forest flowers. So he wears the garland of gunja flowers. His hair is tied in a graceful top knot. I don't know what that is, maybe you Matajis know. Right? Then he has splendid earrings that adorn his ears and are touching his cheeks. His feet are decorated with splendid jeweled anklets, and his face is decorated with a tilaka made from musk. So look at the descriptions. We can't even imagine all this. Right? And we don't know how it would look on us if we were to decorate ourselves. We would probably look like jokers. Then his voice is very grave. Right? That's how a guru is normally, very grave. And Lord Balaram's transcendental form eclipses millions of glistering rising moons. He is that beautiful, right? And his slightest strength can destroy many armies of all the demons. He doesn't need to use all his strength. Just a whisk and that's it, done. And although he knows about the supernatural powers of Lord Krishna, but still he is always protecting Lord Krishna while they are going in the forest to graze the cows. He never leaves him alone even for a minute, even for a second. Because he is his elder brother. So he is fulfilling his duties as an elder brother for the younger brother. Because the elder always takes care of the younger, right? In spite of knowing all the qualities of Lord Krishna, that he is the Supreme Lord. But because he is always eager and ready to serve, so that's what he is doing. And he is Lord Krishna's dearest friend. Because Lord Krishna would tell him anything and everything. When he is in trouble, he would run to Lord Balaram. When he wants to trouble, Lord Balaram would be the first one he would trouble. So that's how they would reciprocate each other with their loving pastimes. Now, I'm sure we all know Lord Balaram killed 2 demons. Who are they? Who are the 2 very famous demons that Lord Balaram killed? Right? Sorry? No, it was Pralambasur. Yeah. And Dhenukasur came in the form of?
The donkey.
Right.
Cow.
No, donkey.
Donkey only.
Right. Right. So, and Pralambasur was living in which one? One of the
On
12.
cart.
Sorry?
Pralambasura in the cart.
No, sorry. Dhenukasur was living in which?
On the trees.
Yeah, but in which forest?
Um,
He was in Talwan.
Talib.
Yeah, in one of the 12 forests known as Talwan.
Talavan, yeah.
So now Talwan had lot of nice flowers and nice fruits, and all the Gopa friends always wanted to go in there and get the fruits and the flowers, but they were so fearful of Dhenukasur, they could not think of entering that forest. So every time they would pass by, they would tell Lord Balaram, hey, can you go inside and get some fruits? So one day he said, you know what, enough, let me go. Let's go, let's have some fun. So he enters the forest and it starts to make huge sounds, knocking of trees and, shouting and yelling. So this basically wakes up Dhenukasur. And he says, what's going on? Nobody is supposed to enter my territory. Who has the guts to do this? So he comes charging at Lord Balaram. And he tries to attack with his hind legs. That's how a donkey attacks, right? He would kick you with his 2 hind
Hind legs.
feet. So the moment he tried to do that, Lord Balaram held both his feet, hurled him around and threw him. And by doing that, he already was dead. And then looking at this, all the other demon friends started charging. So one by one, Krishna and Balaram had a lot of fun hurling them around. So that's how they got rid of all the demons, including Dhenukasur. And then all his Gopa friends enjoyed all the nice fruits and flowers. Then he also killed Pralambasur. Right? So what did Pralambasur do? So they were playing a game one day. So he disguised himself as one of the Gopa friends and enters the game. Now right away Krishna knows, right, who is here. And even Pralambasur somehow knew that he cannot take on Krishna, right? Because right away Krishna will just get rid of him in no time. So he decides to abduct Lord Balaram this time. So the game that they were playing was that the loser would carry the winner on his shoulders. So they start the game and somehow Pralambasur's side lost. Right? So he said, okay Balaram, let's go. Right? So he carried Lord Balaram on his shoulders and starts to fly. And he just keeps going up high in the sky. And Balaram is wondering, oh, he's getting kind of scared and he says, oh, I'm going to fall down. And then suddenly he says, wait a minute, why am I getting afraid? I am the Supreme Lord, and boom, he gives one tight, knock on his head, and his head just parts in 2 pieces, and that's the end of Pralambasur. So it's just amazing how the Lord, protects all his devotees and, annihilates all the demons that, and Bhagavatam says that every afternoon Kamsa would send one or the other demon. So they would be having fun, one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for, dinner before going home. So they were always killing some or the other demon. Now, one time Lord Balaram even chastised Yamuna Devi. So once Lord Balaram was living in Dwarka and he came to Vrindavan for a couple of months. And he was enjoying with his gopi friends. Now remember, Krishna has had his own gopi friends and Balaram had his own gopi friends. So when we talk about Lord Balaram and his gopi friends, so we refer to his gopi friends. So he was enjoying taking bath at the ghat of Yamuna river. So Lord Balaram, said, requested Yamuna to, allow them to play some sports, but Yamuna Devi did not respond. So that angered Lord Balaram. So what he did was his favorite pastime. He would take his plough and start pulling. So he began to drag Yamuna into, part Yamuna into 100 different streams. So that's where Yamuna Devi realized, fell at his lotus feet, begged for forgiveness, and then appeased the Lord and requested him to please enter her waters and, perform the pastimes. So this is how he chastised Yamuna Devi. Then once he also chastised the Kauravas, even though Duryodhan was his favorite student. Bhima and Duryodhan were both students of Lord Balaram. And Duryodhan was kind of his favorite student. So it says that that is one of the reasons Lord Balaram went on a long pilgrimage just before the war started, because he didn't want to take any sides. If he takes side of Balaram, then of Duryodhan, then Bhima would get upset, and if he took side of Bhima, then Duryodhan would get upset. So he just took off. But what happened was, once Samba, who was the son of Jambavati and Krishna, he kidnapped Lakshmana, the daughter of Duryodhan, and kidnapped her from the assembly where she was supposed to do Swayamvara, like select a husband. And Samba kidnapped her. So once the Kauravas found out, they were really furious and they started fighting. The war broke out. But finally, somehow, they arrested Samba. Now, once the Yadavas find out, the Yadu dynasty found out, they prepared for war, and then somehow Lord Balaram pacified and said, let's find a peaceful solution to this rather than having a fight and getting into a war and all that. So Balaram requested Kauravas to release Samba and Lakshmana. But the Kauravas said, no, we are not doing that. And they even insulted Lord Balaram. So again, as usual, Lord Balaram pulled out his plough and started pulling Hastinapur towards the Ganges. And that's where the Kauravas really got fearful and said, okay, now we need to release them. So finally, they released Samba and Lakshmana, and they were happily married, and they gave them lot of nice gifts, opulent gifts, and that's how that Lord Balaram kind of peacefully settled the matter in his own way. Right?
Lakshmana is whose daughter, Prabhu?
Lakshmana is Duryodhan's daughter.
Duryodhan's daughter.
Yeah. And then we know there was King Raivat, right, in Satya Yuga. And he had a daughter by the name of Revati. So he was looking for an appropriate match for his daughter, but could not find anybody. So then he goes to Brahmaloka to take advice from Lord Brahma. And he was there for a very short time. And then Lord Brahma says that in the present Yuga, you go back, and in there Lord Balaram is there, and he is the perfect match for Revati. So by the time King Raivat comes back, everything has changed over here. Yugas have passed, right? So Dwapar Yuga is about to get over. Let me see if it is. Yeah, Dwapar Yuga was just concluding. So, however, Lord Brahma informed King Raivat that go down, Lord Balaram will be there, you can meet him and he's the right match. So, King Raivat approached Balaram to accept Revati as his wife. Now, however, Revati belonged to an earlier yuga where the physical structure was totally different and people were very tall, probably, if I'm not mistaken, about 25 feet tall. So now, like, she's like this tall and he has to look like this and talk, and that is like not something usual. So again, he takes his plow and pulls down Revati to match his size, and then he accepts her as his wife. So these are some really wonderful pastimes that Lord Balaram performs, right? And then, as we talked, that he just took off from before the battlefield because he didn't want to take any sides. Now, when this happens and when Bhima kills Duryodhan by tricking him, because Krishna gave him that side by splitting the twig, he gives the indication to Bhima that hold both of Duryodhan's legs and split him in two pieces. That's the only way you can kill Duryodhana. So when that happens, and when Lord Balaram finds out that Bhima tricked Duryodhana and killed him, he was really agitated and angry with Bhima. But then Krishna pacified him and he appeased Lord Balaram that no, this was the right thing to do, because Krishna never does anything that is unjust. Right? It's difficult to comprehend how Krishna is thinking. That's why the Acharyas say, and Krishna himself says, don't try to understand me, because I myself don't understand myself. I don't know my own unlimited qualities and pastimes. I don't know how many names I have. I mean, of course, he's being very humble. But in short, he's trying to tell us that don't try to overanalyze. Don't try to, do too much of digging in that and trying to analyze things. Just follow my instructions and, I will take care of everything. And Lord Balaram has so much of mercy also, because he's the Adi Guru. So Guru is always merciful for his disciples, for his subjects, for his children, right? So he exemplifies for his service attitude, because he is always ready to serve Lord Krishna in every manner, whether it is his flute, whether it is his shoes, whether it is his pitambara, whether it is his peacock feather, whether it is the garlands, the jewelry that he wears, anything, be his bed, be his paraphernalia, everything is Lord Balaram. Even the mridang, kartal, everything is none other than Lord Balaram. So if we don't respect, then we are committing an offense towards the Lord. So we have to be very mindful when we are serving the Lord. Our mind should be fully focused on the seva that we are performing. Not that we are doing arti and then our mind is going somewhere else and thinking about something else, trying to fight with somebody, or thinking about how I can put the other person down. So then that service kind of becomes zero. So we have to be very mindful. Even how we interact with devotees. For that matter, not even devotees, how we interact with anybody that comes in our life is very important, because we have to be very mindful. We don't know who's a devotee at what level, and we have no right to be judgmental about anything. Let's leave that to Krishna. Our sole aim should be, how can I please the Lord? What is it that I can do that will please the Lord, so that the Lord will accept my service? And while we are performing service, our only prayer to the Lord should be that I'm trying to do some service, please accept my service. I know I'm not qualified, but you are so merciful that you are still allowing me to perform the service. And we can only serve the Lord through our Guru, in the parampara, because we are not that pure, we are not that qualified that we can serve the Lord directly. But look how merciful the Lord is. He still allows us to, in spite of all our anarthas, in spite of all our aparadhas that we commit, He still allows us to serve. He still allows us to perform arti, offer bhoga, and do other services. So let's not make a mistake of offending anybody, committing any more aparadhas. And that's the only way we can purify our own soul. Because all we are doing is, we are undergoing the purification process. We are carrying baggages from I don't know how many lifetimes of anarthas and karmas. And this is a rare human birth that we have, that we can try to burn all our karmas, whether they are good karmas or bad karmas. This is the only opportunity that we have. And after this lifetime, we don't know when again we will get this opportunity. Maybe next birth, maybe 100 births later, we don't know. Because it all depends on what kind of karmas we are bringing and what kind of karmas we are performing in this lifetime. So we have to be very, very mindful. So going back to the mercy of Lord Balaram. So Lord Balaram's sole mission is to serve the Lord. So that's all he thinks about. And how he can please Lord Krishna by rendering whatever service he can. Right? So whether it is in the creation of the material world, whether it is maintaining the spiritual world, or as his personal paraphernalia. So he says that Lord Balaram is the eternal companion of Sri Krishna. And he comes as Lakshmana with Lord Ram. He comes as Nityanand Prabhu with Lord Chaitanya. And he is the original spiritual master. Right? So, and if we want to progress in our bhakti, then we have to beg forgiveness from Lord Balaram. Because he is the only one who can elevate us. He is the only one who is so merciful that he will forgive all our anarthas and allow us to perform service. Right? So I will stop here. If anybody has any questions, any realizations, anything that they would like to share, please do so. Yes.
I think I heard also Ramanacharya is the incarnation of Lord Balaram as well.
Sorry?
Ramanacharya
Okay.
is also incarnation of Lord Balaram.
I'm
as a
not
guru.
aware about that.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
Now, in this birth, we have brought some karma to
Right.
burn, right? Now, whatever actions we do, are they for burning the karma, or are we accumulating more karma? In that burning process, are we still accumulating karma?
Yes, very good question, Mataji. Any action you do has an equal or opposite reaction. So any karma that you perform will have some reaction. Now there are three categories of karmas that we perform. One is sukarma. Sukarma is when you are doing some good activity, you get good karmas. One is vikarma, where you are performing bad activities and you get bad results. So you have to, so whether if you perform good karmas, you have to take birth again to enjoy the fruits of that good karma. When you perform bad karma, vikarmas, you have to take a separate birth to suffer the results of that bad karma. So now what we want to do is not do sukarma, not do vikarma. So what do?
Akarma.
We do akarma. When we are doing akarma, that is only when we are serving the Lord or doing any activity in service of the Lord. And when we do akarma, we don't collect any sukarma or vikarma because it is pure.
Yeah.
Right? And your akarma, that bank balance of your akarmas never goes away. It is permanent. But your sukarma and vikarma, they increase and decrease. But again, they are not like our mundane bank balance. You have $100, you add 50, it becomes 150, you take out 25, 125 remains, nothing like that. Here, good karma, good result, bad karma, bad result, both are separate. So now if you want to do that, if you want to get rid of those good and bad karmas, the only option we have is serve the Lord. So when we serve the Lord, we collect akarmas, but at the same time, your sukarma and vikarma also get burnt. So it's like a buy one, get one free offer, right? So you're doing one activity, but you're getting two results. So it depends how eager you are to get out of this cycle of birth, old age, disease and death. So the example I've heard in many lectures is like, let's say you are traveling in a boat, right? And the boat somehow, there is a hole in the boat. So the water starts to fill. So how desperate will you be to come out of it? So one way is to jump if you know how to swim. If you don't know how to swim, then you will try to empty the boat. So can you be faster enough to empty the boat compared to the water entering the boat? If yes, then how eager, how desperate are you? That is the kind of desperation you have to show when you are doing bhakti. To increase your bank balance of your akarmas so that your sukarma and vikarmas get nullified. And you can get out of this cycle of birth, old age, disease and death only when your sukarma and vikarma both become zero. And that can happen in this lifetime. It depends how much you are surrendered, how much eager you are to do service. Now that eagerness of doing service falls under your free will. And what is the free will?
To take up devotional service or no, right?
Right? So either you become Mayadas or you become Krishnadas. So that is the only option you have. And that option Krishna never takes away from you.
I have a question, Prabhu.
Yes.
One more question.
Did I answer your question?
Prabhu, very nice, very
Thank you.
clear.
Thank
So
you.
just one minute, you have done quite well in this life. How much time should you cut an old man devote for Krishna service? It will take 24 hours. How much time do you spend?
Satatam kirtayanto mam. 24 hours. Every second of your life you have to have.
Is it possible for a man to spend 24 hours?
you don't need to always keep chanting. As long as you are doing any service or any activity, you offer it to the Lord. That I am doing this, I am offering the results of my activity to you. That becomes your satatam kirtayantama.
Suppose that old man, he's not in a good condition of health. He's just suffering, just lying down.
So Krishna will make his arrangements. If you have sincerely prayed to Krishna, surrendered yourself, Krishna will make his own arrangements. He will make sure that some devotee comes to you, chants the name so you can hear. Krishna says that you may forget me, I will never forget you. He also says that anybody who takes my name once becomes my devotee, and my devotee never perishes.
I have a hack, Prabhuji. You know,
Sorry, Mataji.
early morning, we'll be in the sattvic mood when we wake up, right? I say this, Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva buddhyatmanava prakriti svabhavat karobi yatyat sakalam parasmai narayanaeti samarpayami. Okay, every morning while waking up, I say, whatever I do, Krishna, it is all yours. It is all in your service. So keep me engaged in your devotional service. And after that, we may perform. I will be doing my regular occupational chores and all the moment we may not be remembering, but that is there always in the morning that we have said, and Lord will take care. That is the
Yes, yes.
and whenever I remember like immediately, whenever I come back to just balance without making a neutral mindset, then I close, like remember
Right.
the Lord. And
So that's why Krishna says, you do your duty, leave the results to me. But what do? We say, no, I have performed this duty,
want the result.
I desire this result. So result has to be according to my desire. But that does not happen. Because results are not in our control. It's like a student, right, going to school. If he studies well, he'll get good marks. If he doesn't study well, how can he expect to pass the exam, whether it is be with minimum marks or full marks? So it is, Krishna says, I will reciprocate to the degree you surrender. So if you take one step, Krishna says, I am ready to take 10 steps. But are we willing to take that one step? Are we willing to come to the temple? Are we willing to chant our rounds sincerely? My Guru Maharaj always, any time we asked him a question, for every question he had only one answer. He would say chant. Oh, how do I improve my chanting? Chant. How do I improve my devotional service? Improve your chanting. So, and I can tell from my own personal experience that if you really sincerely chant your rounds first thing in the morning, you will see a phenomenal change in your own life. Chanting does work. Prabhupada just didn't say for nothing that chant and be happy. But what we do, can't, and then we want to be happy. That's not possible. It's like, okay, I have this job, I don't want to go to work, but I want my salary at the end of the month. So that doesn't happen. So we have to be Krishna conscious all the time. So let's say you have a house, you're paying mortgage, and you have other expenses to meet, and you say, but I don't have anything that I can donate more to the temple. But if you are performing a devotional service, you have an altar, you are offering bhoga to Krishna, you are performing arti, you are inviting guests to your home, you are having some home programs, right? You are associating with the devotees, you are contributing your part already. So automatically all your activities become Krishna consciousness. Because what are you doing all day? Right from morning to evening. Even if you are going to work, you are earning a salary, But now that salary, part of the salary is going towards your mortgage, and that mortgage is considered as you're paying your share to Krishna, because
Yeah.
now that's not your house, it's Krishna's home, right? So that's how you remain Krishna conscious 24/7.
Exactly. Prabhu, my question, I
Yes,
have the question.
sorry.
Prabhuji, now the karma, akarma, like it is like now nullifying. I have, in this birth, I have come with some prarabdha karma, right? Only this akarma nullifies the good and bad that I have brought with prarabdha, or it will nullify also the sanchita.
What?
Sanchita karma. Sanchita karma is the big pot of karma that we have accumulated for millions of birth, right?
Everything-
So from that one ladle is prarabdha I have brought. So it will it
That-
extinguish all that sanchita karma in that big pot, and will it make this life my, like the birth and the cycle of birth and death is going to be eliminated with this birth of being in devotional service, or will I be taking again and again and be in the devotee's family, perform the karma to nullify that?
So that depends on partially on your past karmas, partially on your present karmas. So we so many times see that a 2, 3-year, 4-year-old child is doing excellent seva. They're doing reciting shlokas and doing devotional service. How does that happen? Because their bhakti ended at some point, so their bhakti will start from that point onwards in the current life. So it depends on, again, everything depends on my own self, that how desperate, how eager I am to get out of this cycle of birth and death. But to answer your question, yes, akarmas will take care of all your karmas, but that akarma balance has to increase so rapidly that it takes care of all your past and present karmas.
Yeah.
So that depends again on your
Own,
personal desperation
endeavor.
and desire.
Got
Otherwise, Krishna makes his own arrangements.
it. Exactly. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय श्री राधा गोविंद लाल की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माता की जय, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु नित्यानंद महाप्रभु की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Shri
Krishna Krishna